Yo, 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 what's going on? It's Terrell, Hall of Fame, D-Line, TBKC, and all that other good shh. And these are bully rants. Let me tell you like this. This one is about the XL, double XL, argument, debate, size, this, that, and the other. I tell you what, a lot of times people get on their high horses and put information out there and believe that they have 100 definite, 100% definite information. It's not always the truth. And I'm not going to say everything that I say is just the end all be all, but I tell you from what I've seen and I was there and what I know. First and foremost, the XL. The XL is nothing special as far as the American bully family goes, and I'm going to tell you why. The the dogs that are known as XLs today, you see a lot of them around 110 pounds, 20, 21 inches, 120 pounds. Okay, those dogs, pretty much Cairo was that. Cairo would be an XL today, which y'all call an XL. The dog, another popular dog, Nemesis. Nemesis would have been right there at the XL line. He was right around 20 inches, 100 to 105 pounds. He would have been an XL dog. A lot of the more popular dogs in this breed, whether you're talking about Monster G or, you know, uh, Eddie from Blue Line had a whole camp of dogs. You know what I mean? That were gigantic, and he still does. You have, I think Thing, and I could go on and on about the dogs that would have been 20 inches, 100 pounds or more. And I might be off by some of them, but the truth of the matter is that back in the day, every dog we wanted to be right around 100 pounds. Every dog was advertised at 100 pounds, and most of them were 20-inch dogs. They were bigger dogs. Now, where this debate with the double XL and people are so like I think a lot of XL people are pissed off with the double. Oh, they're mixed. They this. That. First of all, I've said 100 times that every American bully is mixed with something. So we need to stop that debate. But the dogs that we talk about as double XLs now have actually been around a long time. All you have to do is look up Camelot Blood. I tell you, I was at shows in the early 2000s and I saw dogs that were 150 pounds, were very big. At that time, I owned a couple Mastiffs and they were very comparable in the size to my 150, 160 pound Bordeaux's. And they've always been there. But when the ABKC was created, you have to understand, much like it is now, and this is not to bash the ABKC, this is to give you true facts. The ABKC over years has always adapted to what's popular. So when the pocket was made, trust and believe, there were not a lot of dogs that were 14 inches. There were not a ton of dogs running around that were 14 inches. Paco and Hallie and Hef were like the creme de la creme of the pockets. And the truth of the matter is all of them were, Hallie was pushing up towards, she was over 15 inches. Paco himself was over 16 inches. So was Hef. So these were the pockets, but we were hitting a phase at this time where everybody wanted shorter. The shorter the dog came in, the better. So they made the pocket class. Well, when you were making the classes, you had to make it make sense. So if you were going to do the pockets as, 16 or 17 and under, I think it was 16 and under because they just raised it to 17. But if you were going to do that, then there was no way that you could have, your standard class start off where they were at 20 inches. So you topped off at the 16 inches because you wanted those pockets. So the next class up would have to be the standards. You couldn't call them super pockets. So the standard class, went from the 17 to 20 inches. Or at that time, 16 to 20 inches, whatever it was. Well, that gap there really changed the game because that standard, a lot of the dogs that you would consider standards really didn't fit into the standard from back then. They were technically XL dogs, the big dogs, but the momentum was changing. Nobody wanted the big dogs anymore. Everybody wanted little tiny dogs, So you ended up with the class of XLs that was truly the standard class in the first place. So if y'all follow me, what I'm saying is what the standards were, as far as what it was written to be, a lot of the pockets that are popular from the old school would have been standards, including Little Row. you know. And the XL class, as we call it, was truly the standard class. Most of the dogs were XLs. Then you had, like I said, I always talk about the Camelot blood. They were huge and they were always around. But now people who've come along in recent years just think they know everything, and they like, oh, this is this and this is that. Not a whole lot has changed on the upper half besides the names. It's always been 150-pound dogs out there. You know, like I keep going back to Camelot, but they were the main ones that had the giant dogs. You know, some people had some Whopper blood, and Whopper dogs could get very big. You know, I mean, it's always been around. You know, like I said, go look at Eddie from Blue Line. Look at his page and look at his dogs. His dogs haven't changed in 20 years. They the same big ass dogs. They were always that way. They've always been around. But you know, if you hip to the Rock and Ruby blood, the Rock was a massive dog. The Rock was probably about 120 pounds and well over 20 inches. Huge dog. So these big dogs have always been around, but the debate always comes because of the politics that happens with it. And that's one of the problems with the American bully community, is that our leadership sort of fails us in the fact that whatever becomes popular, we change, but in our changes, we make confusion. You know, it's just like when you made the extreme class, and the extreme class was just to cater to dogs that were, you know, gaining popularity, but really didn't fit anybody's standard. And as we, you know, and this is one of the things that we're trying to fix, is to actually make a true standard to hold on to whatever, and be able to go forward and fix these problems. So, you know, with all that being said, hopefully the situation improves by the standards being more solid. We have what we have now. We can't go back and change anything. But to all of you people who have this massive debate about, you know, the XL versus the double XL and things like that, you know, some of you have very good points. But from my perspective, I'm going to tell you that there have always been XL and double XL as they're described dogs in the American bully game. And, you know, really what you're arguing about is a popularity thing. I noticed that the XL people hate the double XL people. You know, the double XL people say the XL people are jealous, which I think there's some relevance to that at times. But, you know, we have to fix it. If you really care about whatever breeds you have to go in depth, and we have to really start following rules and guidelines. The dogs should be judged against the rules and the standards, not of everybody's opinion. Because as we see, when people start getting their opinions involved, this shit becomes an ongoing argument that will never end. But I don't know, man. Best of luck to all of y'all. You know, TBKC, we're gonna do our part to try to put some strict guidelines in there and hopefully get people to follow, so we can really refine all of these breeds, and you know, get control of them. Stop all the mixing and all the jumping around. It's gonna be a job because you have so many people doing what they want. It's hard to change people's minds, but we're gonna set out on a mission to do it and add some clarity to every breed and every form of American bully. We're not adding any. We just want to refine them and actually give them a face and make them into a real breed. But until next time, I'll catch up with y'all later. God bless. Peace.